My name is Galina Tehcheva, and I have been working recently on a manual which is called Sprawl Repair Manual. I believe that this will be our next big challenge for all new urbanists, for all people who are concerned about what we need to do with the 60% or more of our built environment, our current physical vertical and horizontal infrastructure is sprawl. So we have to be very realistic what we can do. This morning we received a great provocation and challenge from Jim Kunstler. He said that basically suburban development or all suburbs cannot be salvaged, or it will be very, very difficult to do so. That they will become slums or salvage yards or even ruins. And maybe he's correct in many aspects, but I will argue that there is also a lot of opportunity in our suburbia. First and foremost, in many cases, sprawl is very close to actually this precious commodity, which is food production places or our agricultural land. So if we are going to look at ways of creating the new American agricultural village, maybe this village can start with already existing infrastructure. In this existing infrastructure we can find in suburbia, or actually it's in sprawl, because not all of our suburbs are to be repaired. That's why we call our manual, which is coming soon, suburban sprawl. We are calling it sprawl repair. Not necessarily we will be repairing every suburb. There are some suburbs which are based on a walkable neighborhood unit, and they probably will not need so much intervention. So this manual actually came out of the need to gather the know-how of the new urbanism for the past 20 years and more than 20 years in the field of retrofitting sprawl. We have accumulated a lot of know-how, practical knowledge in terms of design, in terms of regulatory tools, and in terms of implementation and incentivizing tools. And all of this knowledge will be gathered in this sprawl repair manual, which will be a very practical guidebook for architects, for planners, for public officials, for municipalities, for developers actually, who know that there is a lot of potential in suburbia and in sprawl, but they just don't know how to do it, or they are not sure what the steps are. So all of this know-how is gathered in this manual. There is a lot of literature out there explaining the history of the suburbs and why a sprawl happened and how it was designed and how it was regulated and how it was incentivized. But what we are missing right now, it's a practical document where the know-how is concentrated, where it's not only systematized, but it's also the best advanced techniques are chosen and collected for the use of sprawl repair. Thank you.
We're on, okay. Hi, this is Tom Lowe with Dwani Plato Zyberg in Charlotte. And we have been here at the CNU in Denver talking about the kind of where we're headed with new urbanism. And some of the things that we've been presenting include our interest in terms of a stronger integration of sustainability and community design. And therefore, one of the presentations we made is on our light imprint initiative that has to do with a framework for that. And the light imprint framework has been set up as a handbook and as an online interactive website so that people can calibrate their projects rather, using a specific number of tools that achieve those goals. And a simple way to describe it is that low-impact development standards have been designed for several years to do a good job of making suburban development more environmentally friendly. And our light imprint initiative is a framework using similar tools for walkable, compact, connected, mixed-use, mixed-income neighborhoods. And so we've had a lot of interest, and we have some case studies now. And I think other people are going to start using these tools as part of their planning practice and development. And also how light imprint ties into some of the other initiatives is rather interesting, because another one that we're working on is called agricultural urbanism, and it's obviously it has to do with integrating local food, local methods of growing with community dwellers. I kind of call it the dwellers and growers approach to planning. And so light imprint, which its intention is to lay lightly on the land, actually feathers into that in a very kind of cohesive way, along with using both those tools, agricultural urbanism and light imprint, to work in places which probably is going to be a predominant part of the future, which is retrofitting suburban sprawl, retrofitting suburbia. And therefore it's not specifically greenfield sites, but more of a focus on brownfield and grayfield and infill locations within our communities. So the idea of figuring out how to fit new urbanism approaches into existing locations where suburbia used to exist and now has failed is quite a dynamic proposition, but should be one that's very exciting and very needed. So that's what we've been doing.